My good fun and Melodine, and well met indeed. I'm Harakia Galadirthan, and welcome back to Warhammer 2, as we continue, or rather, start anew with Taurox the Brass Bull. Some people might say Taurox, say it how you will. Unfortunately for some, but fortunately for many, Taurox won the vote. 50% of the vote went to him, and I can understand why, because he is new, and everyone likes to play with new things. They are the Beastmen. They are vile, decrepit, and disgusting offshoots of Chaos who follow the ruinous powers, and of course are quite literally beast men. Totally antithetical to how I would normally play this game, but for that very reason I'm actually quite excited. This is probably the doorway that will eventually lead to the disgusting verminous Skaven that people always want to see in this game, but we shall see. We're going to play on very hard, because Legendary is just ridiculous, and unless you love cheesing the game and fighting every single battle as an ambush battle from now until the day you die, then I think very hard is a better medium. We're going to also bump the battles up to hard as well, because our last two campaigns have proven that battles need to be given the AI a bit of favour, because the AI is just not clever enough to actually use their units properly. Chaos Invasion says it is. So Taurox, we are Beastmen. We'll talk more about them when we get into the campaign, if you've never played with the Beastmen, such as myself, but I've done a little bit of digging, so I can give you some information. The effects specifically to Taurox are that he leaves rivers of blood, which is basically just a stackable little buff in any region that you have that you win a victory. That's tautological, that you win in. He has weapon strength plus 10% for any Minotaur unit, and he gets the ability a Blood Beast. Without any further ado, let's let the old man take us around the map and show us what we are going to be up against. Even by the animalistic standards of the Cloven Ones, Taurox is a raging hulk of indiscriminate violence. Those unfortunate enough to face him think it is simply his nature, a chaotic disposition born of his own savage essence. Though that may have once been true, since attaining his brass body, he has been fueled by countless turbid visions placed in his primitive mind by the ruinous powers, driving him toward his many unspeakable acts of brutality. The blood beast will not stop until all the world is his blood ground. So, we kill things. We kill things for fun, we kill things to stay alive, we kill things to improve.
Hail, mighty Slaughterhorn.
We kill things.
I pray you spare me in this rare moment between rampages, as I wish only to guide you to your purpose. Tla Caron's beastmasters have surely been alerted to your presence. Show them the true meaning of untamable. To the south are the lands of the lizard men, littered with cities built in honor of their gods, sworn enemies of the ruinous masters. Trample them to dust, raise herd stones, and make blood grounds to sate your savage desires. The elves' kingdom of Ulthuan is a beacon of civilization that fans the embers of hatred burning within every cloven one. Defiling their lands shall prove your kind's supremacy over all things noble and haughty. The old world's forests have long suffered the depravity of the children of chaos. Men deceive themselves that the danger has passed, but no walls, steel, gunpowder, or magic will protect them from your rampages. O Brazen One, you are chosen by the Dark Gods to be an unstoppable force of chaos, gifted with an unholy vitality for slaughter and destruction. Go forth and wreak havoc in the world until it is awash with blood and gore.
Very, very aggressive indeed, which we will unfortunately have to be. We are the Slaughterhorn tribe, and we are led by Taurox the Brass Bull. The Tauros of this mythology. He even has the same name. Is it Tauros? No, hang on. I can't remember the Greek myth. Oh, that's going to annoy me all episode now. It's going to be in the back of my mind non-stop. Anyway, so we're Beastmen. We don't get any cities. I will run through the basics of how this works for those of you that have never seen it before, and those of you that have, I apologise. Skip ahead to a point where I'm no longer talking about all this stuff. So, we don't have a city, and instead we build directly in our hordes here. We build with something called favour rather than gold, and it isn't essentially gold. So we start with 6,000, and you gain more by being aggressive. You need to kill things, you need to raid, you need to fight and win, and you can get it through diplomacy as well. And it does say that some buildings grant you favour, but I've not been able to find one that actually does so far. But maybe they give a passive favour that it doesn't mention. I don't know. But anyway, so that is how we play, which means you can recruit units directly into your horde at any point. There is no such thing as global recruitment, really, because, well, although there is, because certain hordes will be more advanced than others, in the same way that cities work. But something that you will note straight away there is that our units do not cost anything, and instead our units are capped with a little cap here. And we get around that cap by gaining something called dread, and dread, again, is basically just earned by being very aggressive. Raise places to the ground, kill things, win victories, all that kind of stuff will give you dread, and dread is used for almost everything else this faction needs. So in order to train more units than the default 2 and 2, you go into your rewards of dread, where you can then upgrade your unit capacity. And you'll note it costs 100 dread to upgrade our cheapest ones, and up the end here, Gorgons and Cygors, it costs 600 dread to get even just one more of those units. So playing aggressively gets you more rewards, which allows you to play more aggressively. Money begets money, old adage. But dread is also used on your lords and heroes, and rather interestingly for the Beastmen, you have the option to directly take control over other legendary lords without... It's a quasi-confederation system, isn't it? So Khazrak, Malagor and Morgur can all join you through dread, and by the looks of it, as soon as you've got the sufficient dread, you can just get them on board. So you could push straight through for getting a legendary lord if you'd wanted. You can also then get your heroes here as well, and you'll note they're 500 a pop. You also then get some stock upgrades to your quote-unquote cities, and you'll note then we can get our herdstones up to higher levels. Herdstones are, in essence, the Beastman's actual city, but they don't act like cities. They act like anti-cities almost. But then this one here will improve our actual horde. So the horde army is your real city, and this one lets you start with better buildings built at the beginning. You can also then improve your lords along the bottom, and again, it all requires dread. And finally, the other thing that favour is used for, aside from buildings, is buying items. So we can purchase any one of these once we've got the requisite favour, and then they're just items, much as many of you will know with Warhammer. They used to be called ancillaries in Medieval 2, and now they are just simply usually called items. A bit duller, because they've been broken down into various categories, as you all know. So there's armour, weapons, talismans, followers, gifts of chaos and banners, and enchanted items, etc. The last thing then is, may not be the last thing, but the other thing to talk about, of course, is the normal research tree. So we do have a normal research tree as the Beastmen, but rather specifically to the Beastmen, you can't research these things until you do a certain thing. So you'll see with the Empire of Beasts, we need to win 5 siege battles before we can research that. There's no cost to researching these beyond that, but you just have to do these things before you can research any of this stuff. And it's the same with all the things along the bottom. Summon 10 units in battle, win 4 battles in a single turn, etc. So alongside the units that actually have caps, as a wonderful little nod to medieval, I'm sure, you get some trash units that you would want to avoid basically at all costs, because they're just utter garbage. But as we all know, garbage is the spice of life. But it's very nice that our units don't cost any money. And I'm a man who likes archers, so let's chuck in a few of those. We'll stay here for the 2 turns it's going to recruit to do all of this, and then we're going to get out there and hit the world up. So we'll start by building some heads on spikes so that we get a passive dread gain every turn of plus 20. And we can go from there. But any other buildings, we need to level up Taurox himself so that he gets additional population. And the way that they upgrade their main town building, so with the population, is through this system over here, which is called Beastial Rage. And again, this is gained by just being aggressive. The more aggressive you are, the more victorious you are, the higher this will grow, and the quicker your city, in inverted commas, grows. That's the faster the population grows. Standing around doing nothing will cause this to drop, as it currently is. And losing battles, retreating from battles, also causes it to drop. We want to, where possible, try and stay in raiding stance as much as humanly possible, because it gives you income, it gives you favour, it gives you Beastial Rage, as you can see from there, and it just gives you many bonuses. But at the moment we can't do anything because we are recruiting. We also get something called the Beast Paths, which we've already seen on the channel with the Wood Elves. It's very similar to that in that they can use sort of underways, and the Dwarves have it as well. It just means that you can move from one point to another point without having to go above ground. You just go straight there, but you can be intercepted. Objective-wise, Taurox, we're on the... it doesn't really matter, they're very, very similar. The long campaign is to get 500 marks of Ruination, which we can, again, I'll discuss in a moment, and win 150 battles. Raise these major enemy cities and win a scripted battle at the end. The short campaign is the same, but with a few of the cities taken away. So the short campaign focuses you entirely up here in Not Canada, Nagarond, and the long campaign takes you all the way over to the Empire and Altdorf. The marks of Ruination is this bar across the top, and when you get to the certain Ruination levels, that's an additional lock on which units you can recruit. So if we go back into here, we can't actually get any of these units with the blue symbol on them until we've reached the requisite marks of Ruination. So until we get our first mark, we are restricted to these 6 sets of units just here. Marks of Ruination are also obtained through destroying things, but primarily through your herd stones. So the herd stone is what we build in place of cities. So the Beastmen don't occupy cities, they raise them to the ground. And once we have raised them to the ground, we can turn it into a herd stone, which then creates this blood grounds area. And any city that you raise in the blood ground gets additional rewards on top of your normal raising of a city. So that is pretty much the Beastmen in a nutshell. Let's just turn off some of these, because there's a few that I don't like. I'm not too bothered about low Beastial Rage. And I'm not bothered about Hero Not Moved. But otherwise, yeah, I'll take the rest. Alright, we also get a Bray Shaymin to begin, who I believe was the free hero that released when they redid the Beastmen a little while ago, but I believe he required that you had, is it the Total War Access or something like that it's called? I have it because they put a few free things on it. But anyway, he's a magic user, as you might expect, because Shaymin is usually connotations with magic, and he is a magic user of wild spells, which I can show you in the spell browser. Lore of the Wild. It has quite a few direct damaging effects, actually, and then finally gets you to summon a Cygor. It seems relatively useful. At the moment, he's called Bray Shaymin, which is a peculiar name, but instead, and you may find this peculiar, but I'm going to call him Ryan, because that way I'm going to remember who he is better. So Ryan's going to join Taurox so that he joins the army. And we, as I say, we will stand there for just 2 turns, so I apologise for that. And then we'll immediately march out. I like to prepare my army first before moving out. Get the standing around thing out of the way. Now the big, of course, draw to Taurox is, I've already mentioned 3 times about how the Beastmen need to just be aggressive, be aggressive, be aggressive. But Taurox benefits from being aggressive more than anyone else. Because, oh blimey, yes, I know I've lost momentum, I've been standing still. Oh, he's been detected while sitting. Taurox has the Rampage system, which I believe, I've not played 3 Kingdoms, but I believe is implemented from 3 Kingdoms. In that when he wins battles, he then essentially gets his movement speed back. So he can, in one single turn, and I believe Legend of Total War has already done something like that, fight possibly 50 to 60 battles, depending on how far you can move him, what enemies are around. The circumstances need to support it, but he can just keep going and going and going and going as long as you win the battles quite convincingly. I don't think I'll be doing too much of that, but destroying others is something we'll need.
My lord, by raising and sacking settlements in these regions,
why have we created a blood
you will
ground?
amass marks of ruination. Once sufficient devastation has been caused, perform a herdstone ritual.
Right, well, our first headstone we want in Clargerond, but our army is now ready. I'd like to see the army. Here we are. The few uniques that we've got is we've got a Gorgon, we've got some Minotaurs with shields, we've got some Harpies, but otherwise we've just got the low-tier trash that I've spoken of. Ungor Herd, standard axe infantry, nothing really standing out about them apart from that they're expendable. Always nice to see when your unit is expendable, isn't it? Oh, I see. Which means that if they die, no one else cares. Oh, that's quite interesting, isn't it? And then we've got the Spearman Herd as well, and the Spearman Herd with shields. Slightly improved versions just because they've got shields. But anyway, let us begin our rampaging. So we need to be able to move first. We don't want to ambush, so we need to move off. We have to put him into Juggernaut raiding stance. Oh no. Just because he's in that at the moment. We have to choose one of these stances. That's disappointing. Beastmen ambushes will take as a default then. Because as you see, the raiding one does give you good uses. Movement range of 50%, Beastial Rage is up, growth in the raided province goes down, and we're immune to attrition, but that just seems odd. We lose 25% from raiding. We're tied if we ever fight a battle. And of course you get diplomatic penalties, that would be expected. The beast paths, of course, is the underway, so we don't really want to use that. So our standard is ambush. Something I didn't know. There are some bits and bobs about this, of course, that I will be learning for the first time, just as you all watching along would have learnt for the first time. And to really actually have a look at our army, we will fight this first battle. Ryan and Taurox will be able to bring down Spinny Tooth Tacker, I have no doubt. Of the Broken Chains, we're up against orcs. We're up against the greenskins. Filth, no matter which side you stand on, whether chaos lights the skies above you or whether the green and blissful world of order graces your feet beneath you, the greenskins are always the enemy. Right, we don't want to gamble, we'll just start on that one. So, there is Taurox to begin us all off. He has two very large axes. Look how small the guy... His axe is as big as Ryan standing next to him. Ryan is apparently blinding himself on purpose. Oh no, he has got eyes. He has got eyes, everyone. Don't worry. You can relax. Standing away to the side over here is our Gorgon. The Gorgon was also recently added, I believe, with the Beastmen rework. And he is a melee-wielding warrior, as you'll note. Ridiculous bladed arms. And we've got some Minotaurs with shields, Taurox's chosen finest. Look at those monsters. Giving a shout out to the heavens there. And then away over here is all the chaff. We've also got the Harpies. In my experience fighting against Beastmen, which is limited, I grant you, Harpies tend to always die very, very quickly. Their ability to fly around is useful, but they get pinned off quite easily. I'm surprised this place isn't controlled by the Dark Elves, but maybe, I assume because we're, depending on who you start as, various, the starting conditions of the regions around you are changed by who you play as. Right, we'll send the chaff down the middle. Can you guys start out here? Oh, yes you can. And you take that left-hand side. Harpies are going out on the right. Gorgon, you're going out on the right with the Minotaurs as our aggressive right-hand side. Taurox, and you stay behind the chaff, and Taurox, you go out in the front and join all the crap. Right, now this is where this is going to play totally different to every campaign you've ever seen me play on this channel for Warhammer, because the Beastmen are not a sit back and shoot at your enemy nation. They are a get stuck in and hit the buggers. But also, if we do just pause briefly to just have a look at the people that we're fighting with here. I've used the word pity before, but I really do. Look how sad this guy looks. He doesn't look like he's bloodthirsty and ready for war. He looks like he's being thrown into it, very much against his will. So, spare a thought for the little beastie folk. Their cloven feet stand as a testament to the difficult lives that they've led. Going up against the goblins. Taurox is going in. Taurox's standard ability, Blood Beast, causes fire damage, good against armor, strong versus a single unit. And anyone that touches that unit gets a -8 leadership penalty. Oh. Have we got any single units to target? Where's Spinny? Tooth Taker. Oh wow, our Ungor Spearhead. Not good at all. Not good at all. How are we doing over here? You guys are getting into positions. Now Spearmen, of course, not aggressive. Famously so. Harpies, is there another archer for you to target? No, you take them. Send the Gorgon in down there. The Minotaur's getting down there. I'm not worried about Taurox. I think it would take a ridiculous enemy to actually be able to kill him. Now, just on the subject of battles, at the start I mentioned we're going to play on hard instead of normal. if you have been totally out of whack with the Warhammer way, then you may not know what that actually means, and so I can tell you. Against a hard AI, the enemy gets bonuses to its melee strength and its morale. So units will break far less than they did in our previous battles when they have real generals. I mean, this is a crappy little garrison, nothing battle. It's nothing to be worried about. But they'll fight for far longer because they'll have higher morale. But more importantly, as mentioned, they get a better melee attack and melee defense. And something that you see a lot of people complain about Warhammer, and the reason lots of people choose to play on normal or hard is because on the highest difficulty, it can turn chaff units, the absolute trashiest of the trashiest, like these goblins we're fighting here. It can turn a unit of goblins into something that will take on your best melee unit and win, which is ridiculous. But that is the only way the game can make the battles difficult for, well, varying skill levels. Right, let's watch the Minotaurs charge into these goblins, because I think it might be enjoyable. Oh yeah, look at them bowling in. Oh, we lost one. You died to goblins. Come on, guys. Here's our little raiders over here with their bows. Terrible range they've got. Absolutely garbage range. Oh, he thought better of it. Nope, nope, I shan't fire that arrow.
Bray Shaymin!
Ryan didn't do out, but we need to upgrade Ryan so we get the aggressive skills. The initial spell he has, just as you can see, reduces the melee attack speed and charge of enemy units. Our first victory. Something that I think I will like about the Beastmen is that you can just raise every single settlement you ever come across, basically. You choose key settlements to become herdstones, and beyond that, everything else is just kindling for the fire. Taurox killed 69, but the Minotaurs took 143. Spinny, oh, 73.
Lying slain on the battlefield, a new rampage has begun. Continue slaughtering your
Raise a
enemies,
herdstone,
Chosen One,
which costs a herdstone
and your
shard.
strength shall increase.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Now that you have trampled this settlement's inhabitants.
You can raise a herdstone. Yeah, so we have a herdstone shard up there, which gives, so we can build only one at the moment. And yeah, annoyingly, they start off not liking you, but there's not going to be any people alive here, so why would they care? We can raise an advance, which gives us a huge casualty replenishment rate, and allows for additional movement, or we get the Beastial Rage gain and allows for small additional movement. In this case, I'm going to loot and raise. Taurox is upgraded. Have I got anything that I can give you? No, so we're just in the skills. We'll start with the campaign movement range, classic. And Ryan, I would very much like you to get some better spells, so start going down that
Well
line.
done, my lord. The marks of ruination accumulate at your herdstone.
I don't have a
awaiting
herdstone.
your ritual. The dread felt by this land.
I don't have a herdstone. I don't know what he's banging on about. Oh well. Taurox! That's seemingly all he knows how to say. Now the rampage thing that he gets, I believe it is some sort of meter that fills up, and then once it's full, then you get the full benefits of just constantly running out and fighting and winning and fighting and winning and moving and winning and fighting and winning. But I don't think cities count, so I think it is only field battles that allow him to continue his rampage. That's the only thing at the moment that I... Oh, a harsh rampage is completed. There you go. Cannot replenish campaign movement range until a harsh rampage is completed.
Dreadlord.
The Dark Elves have come out to meet us. Oh, and they have a fair old bit. And most of our horde have been utterly destroyed. We could keep moving on and hitting the orcs for now. But I'm tempted to fight them. But then we just saw how absolutely pathetic our Ungor herd was. They're not even worth the they're just not worth it at all. Oh dear. And beyond that, it's just Taurox himself, really. That's probably an army we can't beat. Handbows, yeah, dark shards. We're outnumbered and outgunned. No, I think we should continue the genocide against the greenskins for now, and we'll pop back to meet the Dark Elves. when we're good and ready. Oh, I wonder if they've moved up here to claim Storag Core. Yes, they did. Oh, she was in March stance. Oh, that's disappointing. Could have got her. And we probably would have ambushed as well, wouldn't we? The ruinous powers take grim pleasure in your endeavours. In their dark mirth, they grant a boon. Which of their gifts will you choose? Hero recruited Taurox the Brass Bull, Bull. Hero recruited Taurox Bray Shaymin. We'll take a Bull. It's called Slar. Hello, Slar. Bulls are just your standard warrior fare. They like to smash stuff, and they're good at smashing stuff. I'm not really keen with you being called Slar, though. I'm going to call you Howard. There we are. Join with Taurox Howard. We don't get any replenishment unless we stand in camp stance. That's disappointing. Oh, and they've got an army. Ugh. Right, we're losing Beastial Rage, but we're accruing. We're accruing. Get me some of those, and I'll definitely take another archer. And in fact, actually, why don't you guys merge? And we'll take another archer. I know our archers aren't great, but I do like to get some archers. there's at least a little bit of use of peppering your enemies. And those Ungor spearmen have proven to be totally useless, so let's at least pop some bows in their hands and see if we can't get something out of them with that.
Your rampage has ended, Blood Beast. But war and destruction are never too far from yours.
Mission issued. Defeat a force belonging to any of the following enemies of the Ripperhorn tribe, the Heralds of Ariel or the Exiles of Neck, both of which are south of us. Anything I can't really see at the moment is where it shows you when he is in Rampage mode. Is there a meter somewhere? Oh, there's a Rampage panel. There we are. Righty-ho. Righty-ho-ho-ho. Alright, so we get many benefits from making him Rampage. Just getting a few more troops in his army will set us on the right path, I believe. And then we can set about massacring and murdering this population with wanton abandon. Shroktak Mount stands before us. Shroktak Mount will be destroyed for us. The Dark Moon, Morsleib is ascendant, usurping the sun's revered place in the firmament. The world is awash with its sick and terrible hue. Such an event is almost unheard of. It is a call to the Beastmen, a sign that the herd has an opportunity to dominate. Lead them, Beast Lord. Seize glory. And you can do some things. All damage units will be fully replenished. Well, I wish we'd had that a few moments ago. Beastial Rage is up. Beastial Inclination. Weapon strength 30% for melee infantry units. Oh, and melee attack 15. Oh, ho, ho. Yes, please. We'll take that because we do have a little bit of attacking due. He moves really slowly, doesn't he? He looks a bit silly moving around the map like that, actually. Pyrrhic victory. Bring it on. We have an actual enemy this time. Krikzuz. Krikzuz versus Taurox. Oh, I should say, I am playing with a few mods, none of which really drastically affect the game. They're all very minor UI-based sort of, where do I think? Quality of life changes. I'm not using anything that overhauls anything at all. When I'm playing nations for the first time, I like to play the game's vision of that nation. Oh, we're in exactly the same battle map. No, I'm going to stick with 15. Maximum Winds of Magic is 30. The lowest it could be is 0, really. So, bang in the middle, I will stick with that. Right, you get in up close and personal, and we'll send in the crappy horde with you. Axes and spears, keep them all busy, and then the main line will move up. We've got some scouts, not scouts. Yeah, take all the Chaos War Beasts. In fact, let's take the Chaos War Beasts as their own group. And send the Harpies the other way. And then all of you that can't start out the front, get at the back there. Do you want to go and see? Should we see what Howard looks like? It's Howard. Howard's almost as tall as Taurox. Talos. He's called Talos, isn't he? Oh, there he goes. It's come to me. Forged by Hephaestus. Yes. And Talos defends Crete, does he not? Alright. Slow it down. Move the line forward. Spearman, let's move you up. run the crappy horde forward. Is there anything up there that you can go? Yeah, you can go and hit those archers from behind. Minotaurs, you're going to smash through the line. Gorgon, you're going to do the same. Taurox, get involved. And Howard, I want you to go to there. And we put the Shaymin on the hill behind. And you take that front line. You guys move forward. There we are. The Minotaurs to go into them. Gorgon will support the trash. Taurox! Shouldn't really charge the... we haven't really looked at the war herd, have we? That's what they look like. Absolute monstrosities. Their mouths are bigger than their heads. That's not physically possible, is it? Their heads are basically just their mouths. Charge them into spearmen as well, they're going to die. Like the Gorbals getting involved. Taurox ain't doing nothing. Join the Gorbal, go with them. Completely forgot about the Harpies, they're going to die. Minotaur's getting stuck in. Where's the old Gorgon boy? Oh, he's really giving them grief. He's really giving them grief. And who can I devolve you on? There isn't really anyone that it matters on, really, is it? Hit the war boss. Get involved with the Gorgon. Pull them out. How are we doing, Harpies? Screaming away. Oh, you've... Yeah, run them down. Don't let them come back. I quite like the orcs in red. I think it's a good colour, particularly with their white leggings. Here we go. No one likes it. Right, it's down then to our heroes. Oh, our Minotaurs need help. Oh, our Bray Shaymin's getting involved. Taurox, need you over this side. The Gorbal will deal with those. Get the creatures back in. You go and get involved. Oh, Bray Shaymin's thinking about running away. We are woefully outnumbered. Woefully outnumbered. Oh, Harpies! Why did you just stop chasing them? Raising the battle difficulty and then playing primarily as a nation that fights in melee is going to cause a few headaches, I think. We are already seeing the effects of not being able to just rampage through, to just archer our way to every victory. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Oh yes, over there have held alright. I can't believe that Ryan ran away. Just target what you can. He'll probably come back though, won't he? Did you chase those away? They're going to come back. That's right, they're all the way out there now. Alright, come and hit the back of these ones. Similarly, you charge into them. Howard's doing alright though. Keep it up, Howard. Good solid hit there, son. Oh, blimey, Howard is huge. He's eating orcs for breakfast. Quite literally. Taurox, do you think you could get out of the maelstrom and get their general? If we can kill their general off. Howard, did you come back? No, Ryan, sorry. Warriors are rallying because we've got formidable generals. Oh, the harpies are going to hit into those. The balance of power is still very middling. Oh, yes, and we've beamed down on the enemy now. That Gorgon is a dream. Look at the thing. It's got a bell round its neck as well. Alright, Krikzaz versus Taurox. He's knocked him over. Gorgon getting involved. Ah, yes, well done, well done, well done. You're not even facing the right direction. All of you get involved together there, you'll do alright. I think you two can probably kill him. How's the Gorbel doing? Oh, Gorbel. They're archering you to death. Oh, we're seeing a lot of our units preparing to fully rout. Call me a pessimist, but I don't think we're going to win this. Come on, Ryan. You've got an axe. Nicely done, son. It's still not completely in their favour yet, though, is it? Oh, you guys are basically dead. Go and smash into those orc boys, though. Give them a bit of a going over. Gorgon's still going. Taurox is still going. Explosion on self, I say. Oh, yes, he killed him. Well done, Taurox, you monstrous man. You monstrous demon spawn thing. We're getting involved. We are outnumbered almost 10 to 1. We are seeing some considerable drop-off in our troops' abilities to fight. Shouldn't have picked on the big city first, should we? Oh, some warriors are rallying. On go! Go and hit those goblins, get them to run away. Gorbel's gonna die, isn't he? Ah, Ryan's off. He's had enough. Give them a going. Go on, go on, go on, boys. There were 35 of them. 2 lines me. Oh, they killed a few. We're down to the Gorgon and Taurox. It's finally started swapping over to their favour. Getting shot at more than anything. Gorbel decided to come back. Ah, the Gorbel's up against... Ah, he's surrounded by melee. It's over, isn't it? Let's be honest. We don't... Our units are too spread out and too... concerned. I think Howard's probably going to die here. Well, you've got to go out in a blaze of glory, though, Howard, haven't you? Come on. No, he's just going to go for it. He's just going to cower away. Gorgon's still taking no prisoners, though. Troop count 3. Oh, even Taurox has had enough. No, it's over. It is actually over, whether I want it to be or not. That's going to do nothing for our bestial rating. 226 kills, Taurox. 227 kills, the Gorgon, beating him by 1. 164 kills for the Minotaurs. Minotaurs. Harpy's got 121, which isn't bad. 186 for the beast thingies. Only get technical terms when you watch Gallo, I can tell you that for free. Ah, they're going to rush out and kill us now. We're going to die now, aren't we? Right, we can give attrition and replenishment Can we stand him in camp stance? No, we can do his raid. We don't want to do that because we start tired in battle. Oh, but it gives 50% campaign movement range. Oh, do we gamble? I've gambled and I shouldn't have done because it hasn't extended our range. Oh no, there we go. We can in camp. Yeah, in camp. All right, so let's get Dark Apothecary. Or do we want Dark Apothecary, or do we want to just make him a bit stronger? Oh, all our options are melee attack and that. No, get Dark Apothecary. Ryan. Yes, we can finally get some of the damage ones. Massive magical damage in a large explosion area. Damage to combatants strong versus single combatants. And the Bray Scream is a weaker version of the Vile Tide by the looks of it, to be honest. But it does cost less, so I'll take Vile Tide. Let's go all or nothing. And Howard. Anything down there that boosts you? No, not really. Let's Blade Master him, and then that's all we can do for now. Oh yes, you can recruit. I know that it's all garbage trash, but more garbage trash will help. Pair those while he's standing still. Interesting that the damage that he takes causes him to have his buildings weakened. Right, we could get some Razor Gore herds and Warhounds. We haven't even got the buildings to take those. I think we should get more just Ungors for now. It may be the wrong decision. Time will tell. We're almost certainly going to be attacked again by the Orcs. Stand your ground, Talos. Stand your ground. Europa. Talos is in the story of Europa, who is the woman that Europe gets its name from. I'm sure she is. Doesn't Zeus steal Europa from a Greek city by coming to her in the form of a bull, I want to say, and he sweeps her off to Crete, and then Hephaestus builds Talos to guard Europa. And Talos is a giant man made of bronze. And one of the heroes, I can't remember which one, then kills Talos to free Europa. And that's my knowledge of it. And that is obviously the inspiration behind Taurox. It's a lovely little mix of Talos and Minotaur. Right, we didn't get attacked, so our army can heal, which is always nice. And we can replace some of the crap with some of the good things. So you and you can merge together, and let's merge to the Warhounds. No, wrong one. I want the axes. We've got more than enough defensive units. We're losing all of our strength.
You're not right in the head.
You're not right in the head. Right, what we'll do is once we're healed, we'll nip underneath the mountain to the Red Desert, sack that, weakening the Orcs further, and then we'll move back on Shroktak Mount and hit them then. Our little Beastmen boys, ready to deal death and savagery wherever they go. Momentum dictates how long a rampage is sustained. As long as momentum stays above 0, battle victories will continue to accumulate rampage marks, but if all momentum is lost, a rampage must restart. Momentum decreases every turn, but also when Taurox loses battles, retreats, or when using his movement range replenishment ability. Once reaching 0, momentum can be regained simply by winning a battle. But we don't get the option to get to the movement range benefit until we reach the harsh rampage tier. And the harsh rampage requires 50 rampage marks. So you've got to win a few battles before you can even start the non-stop aggression aspect of his death dealing. Oh, we are at 1 though. If we get some favour, we'll make no favour a turn. Yeah, that's about standard. Right, give it one more turn. Let's just let them heal. We're about to drop down into disparate. At the moment, we are in amassing, which gives a benefit, I have no doubt. Yeah, so where we are at the moment, we are increasing growth. If we drop below this, we'll start losing growth. That's okay. Our armies heal. I'm pleased that many of our troops still at least lived. I did think the whole army would probably be wiped out, but it's not to be, and that's good. Rampage ends. Alright, let's do it. We want to use the beast paths. pop over there. And then sack the desert. And then we can upgrade Taurox's recruitment capabilities. And hit the orcs again. Well, they've moved their army to Red Desert, but Red Desert won't have as much defense as Shock Attack Mount, maybe? Oh, he's getting a movement buff. Shock Attack Mount is the minor one, Hag Grave. We're in the Hag Grave region, which is all the way over there. That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh well, it is what it is. No bad. We've got a bit better because we've got a couple more Ungor herds this time, but otherwise we haven't actually really improved our army, have we? Oh, if we fight that one, we're going to lose. So many Orc boys. And they're just going to rise up and attack us, aren't they? Absolutely. What's the result is a full defeat. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, then the we don't really have a choice, do we? Let's just move away from the garrison. And then if his army wants to come out and meet us. Oh, we heal in the raiding stance. Oh, that's good. So we'll start the battle tired, but we will start the battle with more troops. So swings and roundabouts. We need something better than these Ungors, but the only way we get more stuff is by winning things. Don't lick a toe. The lair of the Jabberslayer, the mutated and horrendous abomination, has been found with the creature still within. We could harness this beast to bolster the herd and risk madness, or leave it to its abominable rest. Summon the beast. Beastial Rage is down, but recruit rank for all units is up, or do nothing. Well, we're not recruiting any units, are we? So, leave the creature be. Oh, yes. Hasten challenges. I mean, increases research. Let's just max out your skill. 18 turns to fully replenish. Oh, so you do replenish in raiding, but really not very much. Oh, they've moved away from the desert. Yes. Glory be. Oh, even then, we're still only going to just win. Right, I'm going to fight this one, and then that will probably conclude episode number 1. I don't understand why we're only just going to win. Surely Orc boys are not that good so as to be... Oh, of course, we're attacking the walls. I forgot about the walls. Why does this have walls? It's an Orc camp-style village settlement in the middle of nowhere. Who built walls in this place? Oh well. Doodle-a-dun-doodle-a-dun. Alright, Bray Shaymin, we don't want you to go in, but you three, you're just going to go and smash down the gate, and then we're going to charge in the chaff. Harpies, go over there and see what you can see. Rest of the army just stay back. We'll gamble on 11. Yes. Bring down the gatehouse. Bring up the chaff. Bring up the archers. Now, one of the mods that I do still have on is the one that makes sieges harder. And so you can see it immediately with these towers. They have a range all the way around them rather than a small space in front of them. And we can see that in effect right there. Right, let's get the harpies to hit them on the walls. Coming in from that side should be alright. Our units should now be protected so that they can destroy the gate. Get the war herd up. Bring up the rest. Are we through yet? No, only 11%. But they're all giving it a damn good go. You might as well climb the walls. Go for it, boys. Archers are supporting. Smashing away. Ladders have docked on the walls. The chaff are climbing. One thing that's nice about having a unit that costs literally nothing is that you can then just feel completely free to send them in. They're just so expendable, it just does not matter. Even if they don't kill anything, they're at least distracting an enemy unit. They're stopping us from getting shot at by others. And in many ways then, they are performing their role wonderfully. Give them a volley. Oh, lovely. Them all boys don't like to see that. Are you getting attacked at the gate, or are you just... Oh, no. The gate attack animation. They don't actually hit the gate, they just attack anything near to them. Right, if we can clear this unit out of here, that tower will stop shooting at us. Similarly over there. So the only thing that needs the gate, really, is those. But no, this one is an absolute stormer of a victory. We're barely going to take a loss. Ah, we have indeed captured the gate. Where's the town square? Up here. Ah. Get the harpies to go over. Oh, they're slow climbing these ladders. You're beastmen! Why are you climbing the ladders so slowly? Stamina, I suppose. Maintaining stamina. Gate's almost down. You could do another one of them. But where and who to hit? All the enemy units are pretty much in front of us now. The gate has fallen! The gate has fallen! Ah, there we are. Hit them. Does that kill our own, though? I don't think we need to. We've got the 3 heaviest hitters going in. And the beasties are ready. Carnage. Carnage. The death and destruction. I really do like that colour scheme. Cream trousers with a nice little red top. Oh, they're scattering. It's over, isn't it? It stinks. All the towers have been abandoned. There's a full unit over there, but they're only goblins. The Orc boys are all dead. Units shooting where they can. Ungors! Nah, it's over. They're about to retreat fully. Yeah. Now, I believe that once we form a herdstone, anything that we raise in the blood grounds, I don't think they can be reclaimed until the herdstone has been destroyed. I think that's how they've gotten around the problem that we've already seen with the first settlement that we destroyed. That's how you get around the problem of raising a settlement and then a nation just moving in and resettling immediately, because the AI doesn't have any penalties to resettling, so they just resettle always. And I think that's how they got around it, to make it less of a constant running around the world. I'd be tempted to go with that one so that our replenishment is up. But actually, no, I'm going to go with that one because all we can do is go up the hill, and we know what awaits us up the hill. That was well done, Taurox. Well done indeed. Keep improving our forces. Howard, yes. I would like you to get healthier. Thick-skinned. You can buy the Hag Tree Cops, which will allow us to then get the second tiers of units. We are starting on our way. Yeah, you're in camp stance already. Good, good, good. That's given us even more dread. I could get 2 more spear. We might as well, mightn't we? Merge together. Gives another one, and nowhere else really. I don't want to get rid of it, so we'll just get rid of one. Perfect. Perfect. See, we could get... I'd like a... I wouldn't say no to feral manticores. What's actually available in the line? So if we upgrade this, we get Goreherd and Goreherd with shields. We can only get to that tier. If we build another structure, we can get a den, which gives Chaos Warhounds, Harpies, and Razor Goreherd. Or we can get Centaurs. Centaurs are centaurs, as the name suggests. Oh, Centaurs are all the way up here. Razor Gore and Tuskgore are there. So that we can get the Feral Manticore. We can get the Warhounds with the... Where does the Feral Manticore come from? Oh, there. So, oh, that's interesting. So it's yeah, that's just bizarre. So we can get all three of those if we put the money into that. And the Goreherd with shields and General Goreherd, where are they? And why are they not upgradable? Oh, Goreherd with shields and Goreherd, blimey, they're miles down the line. And they require 25 marks of Ruination. How many marks of Ruination have we got? Oh, we're at Ruination level 1. Oh yeah, it tells you there. How do I know how many marks of Ruination I have? I want to know the actual number. Tell me the number. Oh, none. There you go. We have none. We have no marks of Ruination. That's why we're at level 1. Oh dear. Right, yeah. So we're not getting anything for a while yet. So we might as well get the Razor Gore. Oh, they might. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, but I'm going to get that. Oh, we can get that for 100. Yeah, perfect. Brilliant. And then while we're in camp then, get rid of you as well. Disband. And I will get rid of both of you as well. I'm not sure you're all that worthwhile. And we'll take more of those in their place because they are so much better. If we compare them, just as an example, Ungor Spearman, 15 armor, melee attack of 22, melee defense of 22. Spearman Herd with shields, the attack is the same. They get a bronze shield for their armor, and their defense goes up to 30. They lose the expendable trait, though, interestingly. Even the Ungor Herd, they're not that much better. The leadership is the same for all three. So it is actually a very minor difference. We're not really getting an improvement. But there we are. We learn something new every day. Right, our army will sit over there for 2 turns, which will see our bestiality keep dripping in around this one. But otherwise, I think we're off to an okay-ish start. We are on very hard. Obviously, I know people play on legendary, but when you're playing with a new nation, it takes some time. But I do hope you've enjoyed this first episode, and I hope you will stick with me as we continue playing as Talos, Taurox the Brass Bull, as we take our rampage deep into these orcs, and then we can finally turn on the Dark Elves in time. I'd love to put a Herdstone in Nagorond. That's the initial current goal, but beyond that, I haven't got many plans. Anything you want to suggest and advise, please do pop it down in the comments down below. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navaher Naden Perimad Melonin, and farewell.